Teacher knowledge and behavior is the component of the model that focuses on teachers' knowledge of students and content and on their expertise in classroom management and pedagogy. Teacher behavior is the element of teacher knowledge and behavior that encompasses classroom management and pedagogy. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model. These third grade students are studying habitats. The teacher provides them with an example of a graphic organizer that will be used in the next activity. They have to demonstrate knowledge of a specific habitat by creating a new organism. The organism has to exhibit some adaptations that will help it survive in the habitat. The teacher demonstrates content management, part of classroom management, by combining management of a daily preview session with management of a daily review session.
Pretty nice vacation?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to do something like this using the same graphic organizer to create your last slide, which will be to create a new organism that will fit into your habitat. You get to think of all the adaptations that the animals and plants in your habitat make so they can survive in that habitat. Remember how we talk about the organisms needing, what do they need to survive?
Space.
Space.
Food.
Food.
Shelter.
Shelter. Water. Choose some plants and animals that you have included in your slideshow and think about the adaptations that animal or plant has made to survive. And we talked about how they could be behaviors. What else could they be?
The structure of their body.
The structure of their body. Good.
Groups of students have already created slideshows that give information about the habitats they researched. Now they have to work in their groups to make slides that present their new organisms. The teacher displays content management, part of classroom management, in the way she builds and maintains group focus. She has the students brainstorm guidelines for working together. They will be expected to reach agreement through discussions while respecting each other's thoughts and opinions.
Let's go over some group suggestions on how to work in small groups. Okay, let's review that. What do we do when we work in groups? Ashley?
Listen to other people that are talking.
How do you listen to other people that are talking?
You look at them and you look at their who's talking, and then they know you're listening.
Okay, if you look at somebody who's talking to you, they know you're listening. How else do they know you're listening?
If you don't squirm everywhere.
Okay, sitting still. Anything else?
The teacher displays content management, a component of classroom management, in her management of group in-class work. During the various stages of the activity, the teacher circulates around the room, monitoring student performance.
What'd you start writing?
With the desert we were working on don't have a lot of water.
Good. That would, if the first thing I think of when I think of a desert is that there's not a lot of water.
And there's not a lot of plants too.
She said some deserts have a bunch of water.
No.
Okay, explain that.
Okay. I read something in the encyclopedia of my house, and it says that some deserts have a lot of water.
Okay, would that be like an oasis? A place where there is an area of water? And then we also, remember when we were reading on the website and it talked about the cold desert,
Yeah.
you know? So there are lots of different
Deserts.
kinds of deserts. I want you to think about the one you studied and the one that you made the model of, okay?
In addition, the teacher has created a signaling system that allows her to help the students more efficiently.
I want to be able to help you if you need help, but you can't be running around the room and asking me all at once, can you? So I want you to use this as an indicator for me, to help me. This means we are stopped. we need some help on something. And that will show me you have a question. Does that mean that all your work stops completely, do you think? We can't ever stop our work in here, can we? This means, my husband came up with this one, and you know my husband has some strange ideas, so he said, the blue means, hey, we're cool, okay? We're working. We're all right here. Everything's cool, okay?
The teacher demonstrates content management, an element of classroom management, in the way she deals with instruction-related discipline problems. She redirects a group that displays off-task behavior, focusing their attention on their assignment. The teacher's correction of inappropriate and irresponsible behavior also illustrates conduct management, another component of classroom management.
Okay, what are you at?
Miss Whitworth, you know that restaurant in Red Oak? That was good food.
Okay, but you need to focus on this, okay? Because if you talk to me about that, what aren't you thinking about?
This.
Yeah, and that's not fair to your group members either, is it? I'd love to talk to you about that at recess, okay? Okay, it seems to me that this is more important than what you need to be doing, okay? So I'm going to put this aside so that you can work and focus on this, okay? And you can get this some other time, like at recess, okay? Good.
I'm here now.
Are you talking together? Okay, you need to focus on your mission. What's the mission? Okay, so before you do that, you need to talk about other animals and how they survive. So you need to get going on that. Then you are ready for your new animal. Okay? You need to sit on your bottom. Thank you. Okay? Okay, you know what? You don't need to yell my name and give me the signal. The whole idea is to have that signal so it's a quiet signal so I can come, okay? 6-inch voices. That way we can all work.
The teacher's adaptation of instructional resources demonstrates another component of pedagogy. She provides the students with a wide array of resources, including multimedia presentation software, that support and stimulate her students' interest in science. A technology specialist helps the students record narrations to accompany their slideshows.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Go. A common slow fox is an omnivore, so it eats fruits, plants, and meat. Its size is extremely small, and its eyesight is really good. It is a consumer, and it lives in a small hole in a tree stump.
Okay, now let's play and see if that sounds better.
A common slow fox is an omnivore, so it eats fruits, plants, and meat. Its size is extremely small, and its eyesight is really good. It is a consumer, and it lives in a small hole in a tree stump.
The teacher demonstrates an element of pedagogy by involving students in the formal assessment of their own behavior and performance in class. The students help the teacher create the assessment rubric for the learning unit. The teacher demonstrates an element of pedagogy by engaging the students in a meaningful application of knowledge. She has the students discuss how the things they study can be used to help them understand the world around them. The discussion also integrates content management, part of classroom management. By using higher level questioning and by listening to what students have to say, the teacher is able to maintain group focus.
Guys, why is it important? Why? We talked about it a little bit when we started this unit on animals. Some of you came up with some ideas, but maybe now that we're done talking about this unit, I want to know why all this work was worthwhile.
Because some are worth, some you get food from.
We get something from these animals?
Yeah.
Would we survive without these animals on Earth?
No.
Okay. Yeah. We get food from these animals. What else? Molly?
Medicine from them.
Okay, sometimes we can create or make scientists can make new medicines. Think that's important?
If like a plant died, then the whole food chain would be wrecked.
Ashley?
The fish die off. The other animals that eat the fish start dying off.
Is that important?
The teacher's effort at family involvement demonstrates a component of pedagogy. After students have finished their projects, they present their slideshows and habitat models to their parents and families. The parents get the opportunity to see what their children are learning, and the teacher can help cultivate parental interest and involvement in the curriculum.
Well, we're sure glad to have everybody come to this presentation, and the students have worked, as you can see, hot and heavy, some of them, but they have worked very hard on this project. And without further ado, we will start, and then you'll have time afterwards to visit with the students about their particular habitat. Okay, and the students with all their squishy clothes on, and they're going to be really quiet during this presentation so that you can see what they've done with the computer and science. Thank you for coming.
The Joshua tree is 3 feet tall. It gets its water from deep in the ground. The only places it grows is in the desert. If it has too much water, it won't survive.
We have found out, haven't we, students, a lot about how the computer works or doesn't work. Mostly about how it doesn't, and a lot about how our mistakes can help us learn. We've learned a lot about science, a lot about technology, a lot about group work, working together and not working together, and how that works to the end product or doesn't work to the end product. But it's been a wonderful project, and we're glad that we could share it with you. They are ready to have you travel around the world, really, and visit their habitats. And we do have a survey. The students helped create a survey, so it will be at the back table as soon as I get it out of the printer or the copier. There's a whole bunch of them in there. If you could fill those out, if you'd like to take them home and send them back with the students for tomorrow morning, because we will be using them to critique our project. So if you'd like to do that, or you'd like to spend a few minutes after the show and fill those out for us, we really would appreciate it. I'll let you visit.
After the slideshow presentations, the teacher encourages her students to reflect on their work. The teacher demonstrates an element of pedagogy by involving the students in the assessment of their performance during the presentation session. The students fill out a survey from the teacher to assess their overall learning experience for the unit. The teacher uses the information from the survey to assess her own performance and her lesson design.
I want to know, do you really, really strongly agree with these sentences, or do you disagree with them? So for number one, I learned about science as I worked on this project. If you really think you learned a lot about science when you worked on this project, you're going to choose numbers that are closer to the 4 and 5. If you didn't, you're going to choose numbers that are over here. So you're going to put a number under each of these. Does that make sense?
Where do you want us to put the numbers?
Underneath each one.
Okay.
The students also evaluate themselves according to the rubric they created with the teacher.
So we weren't expert on that, but we were pretty close.
Yeah. So next time when you work on your group work, how are you going to do it differently?
We'll probably concentrate a little bit more. No laughing.
Oh, you think that was a problem?
Yeah, laughing. A lot of laughing.
What did that do?
It got irritated. Yeah, and it got people irritated.
Oh, who?
Us.
Oh, okay. Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah.
But you realized maybe a little too much fun?
Yeah.
As far as getting the slide completed? You had to do it a couple times, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you think that had anything to do with the laughing?
Yeah.
Having to do it a couple times?
Yeah.
Okay.